Hello, all Sangha members in the world, followers of the Buddha Shakyamuni, especially Kalachakra Sangha members. So this time, many people find a difficult time, but as we are practitioners, we have to think in very deeply, and we have to see many aspects of the life and many aspects of this situation. So if we don't do that, what our practice for? What is our Dharma for? So if we cannot do that, then we are not a Dharma practitioner, and we are just ordinary people. And all our Dharma practice is just for hobbies, becomes a hobby. So nothing to do with improvement of the spiritual abilities. So it is Dharma is how to deal with difficulties. Know very well more than normal people, more than everyday people. That is meant to be. So this is also is very good chance testing oneself. What kind of practitioner we are. So that's why is quite special. This is these situations. So this gives us a chance to look inward and examine oneself, and testing oneself. So what kind of practitioner I am? So this is a good time to think of that. Okay? So then we have to look at what is ordinary and what is the more practitioner. So ordinary person means when we hear these viruses and then this isolation, this business knocking down everything, make anxious, make anxiety, increase depression, and everything as normal and usual. If that case, we are just ordinary person. We are not practitioner. So there is a way of saying, Tibetan world say, so when you are warm with the sun and your stomach is full, then you think you are a very good practitioner. But when the situations and crosses come over you, then you realize you are very ordinary. So Tibet is of course cold and sometimes maybe hungry as a harsh life. So that's what they say. So maybe nobody is hungry today, nobody is cold, freezing today. But when these situations come, and then people have a lot of anxiety and so forth. So that's why we have to test in ourselves. We examine ourselves, or who I am, what kind of practitioner I am. Until now, I claim practice Dharma and having bodhicitta and so forth. What is really are, really we are, that is very good chance to reflect. So this situation forces us to reflect in ourselves. Okay? So this is first thing we have to think about. And then second, then we have to think about, even you realize I'm not really a practitioner, I'm not in really special at all, but still, how can I deal with this problem, So to look at that level, we have to think about, is this virus is really bad? Is really the problem for the world? Or this is really problem for me individually, me and my family? Is individually bad, or this is bad for the world? So firstly, we don't really know 100% this is really bad for the world people, bad for the world. And secondly, of course, we don't really know exactly how bad for the individuals. But if we have some assumptions and we have some superficial way of look at, in even that case, maybe a little bit bad for the world, for the economic, everything is bad for in general for the world. Maybe, but for individuals, this definitely less, much less chance to be bad. So first step, we have to realize that. So what does mean that? Means for the world, we look at a superficial way, or this affecting many things. So the business, economic, everything going to be bad, going to be probably going to die many people, is that case. But for individuals, why less? Why is less? Why? Because firstly, this is remind us the impermanent of the death, the certain of the death and the uncertainty of the time of the death, force us to realize that. But at the same time is good because there is millions conditions of the death every day, but we don't think about that. We don't realize that, and we don't think about that. Sometimes even we intellectually know that, but still we don't have a habit to think about that. But this time, this virus is only one condition of the death, gives us a chance to reflect how death is scary. And when death comes, is there anything help you? Whole world, you work very hard from birth to death. All of them any meaning, all of them any helpful? Nothing, zero. And only helps if you have special viewpoint, special attitude of the Dharma. That only helps you, nothing else. You have to realize that. So that means, this is not too bad, because so many things we don't realize before. We don't think about this, and we have a bad habit to think very superficial way, and we are anxious in silly ways. So this is force us to realize, this is not really cause. So only one condition of the death added for million, we becomes very, very anxiety increase. And we have this is teach us why you don't usually think of this impermanent time of the death. And why you don't think about the certainty death? Why you don't prepare your death and journey, continue rebirth, everything? And you only stuck very superficial things and you take over your life. So given us that reflection now. So this is really important, okay? So that is the first step. Everybody should think about this. Even you don't believe Dharma, you don't believe religion, you don't believe spiritual, anything. But this is so obvious. So anybody worth to think about this, okay? This is one thing. Then second thing, then usually people always really like Dharma, really like high Dharma, really like Mahayana, really like Vajrayana. So people think like that. So now is time to reflect on ourselves. Am I really Mahayana? Am I really high practitioner? Am I really have a bodhicitta? Am I qualified to practice Vajrayana? Am I qualified to practice highest yoga, Vajrayana, Mahamudra, Dzogpa Chenpo, Dzogchen, and so forth? So this is the time. So first, if we try to check, am I ordinary or I am Hinayana practitioner? So if I am ordinary, then this makes you sad, makes you worry, makes you, increase anxiety, depression, everything. That is absolutely ordinary. But if you have a little bit way of thinking, at least, this is impermanence. This is nothing special. This is part of the life, And then I have faith on Buddha, Dharma, and 3 jewels. Definitely help me, Definitely I have much more chance to not affected by this virus because I have the faith to 3 jewels. If you think like that way, that is you are a Dharma practitioner, very basic Dharma practitioner, but you still are a special, more special than ordinary. So think about that. So this strategy is you want to protect by 3 jewels, and you have faith, you have connection with 3 jewels. That's why you much safe than others. Okay, this is qualified. You are practitioner, but you are still lower practitioner because you're looking for protection. Okay, you're looking for protection for only yourself. And then if you realize, if you are a little bit higher than this, then what do? It is not about you have more worry for the world because you have a bodhicitta, you have compassion for all sentient beings. That's why your worry is more than anybody else for the world. And so then you have anxiety and depression is much more because you have compassion. It's not that. Don't think that way. This is a wrong way of thinking. It's not that. What is make you special is you have to realize Kingen Lamchir. Kingen Lamchir. Kingen Lamchir means those who real Dharma practitioner, a little bit high Dharma practitioner, their mind is these bad conditions. Normal, ordinary people's realization of bad condition for you becomes a path. For others, enemy is and wrong place is not the path to reach, is not the path you adopt, but for you is become a path. This is you are showing you are a real practitioner. So what does it make like that? Quite easy. Think about. If these viruses and this crosses not happened, you are normal, typical life, up and down, most of time not really happy. Okay? And nothing's changed. Years and years, nothing changed. This typical one. But these viruses, these situations, this locking down, for us, force to transform, force to change, force to looking inward, force to looking deeper. So think about that. So before I have no time because so many things to do. So I have no time to practice Dharma. I have no time to study. But now, first you have time. First you have practice. Because you have no job. You can't do work. And you can't waste time with chatting with people and spending and play game with people, working hard. Everything you have no time now. So this is force you time to practice Dharma. To practice Dharma means you just sit in a cushion, try to do some breathing out, or you try to meditate. It's not only that, but it's force you looking inward, looking more deeper the life, looking for much more conditions, millions of conditions of death of all the time with us, not only coronavirus. You realize that. But then why people is so crazy about this coronavirus right now, whole world? Because the focus are shift. Focus shift. That's the only reason. Otherwise we could become crazy whole life like this now, because if we focus all the death conditions, millions of death conditions we have every day, if we focus that, we either become crazy or we have become either excellent practitioner, never waste 1 minute, and always have good attitude, incredible strength in the mind, incredible love, compassion, and wisdom in the mind. We could become like this. But unfortunately, usually our focus is not there. Our focus are superficial things. But today, this virus shift your focus only on the virus. So everybody shift focus this. So that's why most of the percentage, this crazy situation today is just we shift focus because of that. There is some excuses because of this virus, okay? But the most important what? If anybody can make this opportunity, can make this, a path, can make this force you a good approach for deeper meaning of the life, and force you more knowledge, more study, more mindfulness, even you are really sad, you are really anxious or anything, but this you see as transformation, the process of transformation, good. If you think that, the worst scenario, even you're going to die this time, this stair is for force you prepare the death. Prepare, prepare already. You so many years in your life you didn't prepare, but this time you prepare you. Can you take like that? Can you study Dharma more deeper and completely you engage it on that? And can you study all the part of the process, everything? So you are completely focused on that, completely engaged on that. Can you do that? If you do that, that's fantastic. Even you didn't die this time. You prepared everything you die, but you didn't die in the future. Even better, even better, even better. But at least you're going to die this time. Still fantastic. Still fantastic. Fantastic of the death. Because this let me prepare. Let me prepare. Okay? And also, if you got this virus, but you didn't die, that also gives you a lot of experience, how we react to things and what is reality. In the future, we learn a lot. So there is so many things. If you are wise enough, if you are intelligent enough, there is millions of things you can think of this as really good opportunity, really good qualities for us, especially individually. Okay? So think of that. Of course, the majority of the world, yes, they don't think that way. They definitely consider as crosses. But for individually, especially as you are Sangha member, as you are practitioner. And then you should think, firstly, I'm so fortunate to be practitioner. Secondly, I'm even more fortunate to have this situation to, to force me focus on the Dharma. You should think like that. And you should act like this, okay? So we all should do this. I'm not just saying you should do it. I don't have to do. I'm not saying this. We all should do this. We all should be together. We all with me. Please be with me, and we all do this, okay? Especially if you are consider you are a Bodhisattva path. You are in Bodhisattva path. If you consider you are Mahayana practitioner, you try to practice bodhicitta. So what means bodhicitta? Bodhicitta means you don't care what is the world, what is the suffering. You don't care. You don't care means you don't care how they are bad. You already know how they are bad. But bodhisattva means go beyond that. So your mind and your aspiration is go far beyond how bad is the world. Do you know that? So that means bodhicitta means that. It's not bodhicitta means sentient beings are so suffering, this coronavirus, so I'm so sad for, I can't take anymore. That's not bodhicitta, okay? Bodhicitta means, the warrior mind. You know how they are bad, but your inspiration and everything, your strength and your enthusiasm, your determination go far, far go beyond this how bad of the world, how bad of this virus, how bad of this crisis, financial crisis, everything, So that is bodhicitta. So please try that. Especially if you think I'm not just a bodhicitta practice person, I practice bodhicitta with a Vajrayana path. In that case, Vajrayana means your best of the practice, everything you practice based on not only just bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means you want to overcome all these problems. You take responsibility of the overcome of everybody's, all sentient beings. Overcome means there is something overcome. But Vajrayana practice means based on there is no need to overcome. Already is perfect. What that means? Or anything is bad is illusion. If anything is perfect is the truth. Anything perfect means the absolute truth. Anything is not perfect is illusion. So you not drunk in an illusion. Your focus are shift on the purity. Your focus are shift on the perfection. So means that really simple way. Vajrayana practice, I do this yidam, I do this mantra, I have to do this many mantra. It's not that way. So that is very, very narrow-minded way, narrow strategy. But the essence is, so you focus on the purity, you focus on perfection. This is Vajrayana. Especially if you are fortunate enough practitioner of Kalachakra. This is the best. Why? Why is the best? Everybody talk about bodhicitta, everybody talk about purity, this the pure of the world, the enlightened world. Everything is deities and mandala. So this is all Tantrayana talking. So why Kalachakra is special? I tell you. Yes, everybody talk about bodhicitta, but who has more details and more focus? Again, the focus shift. Kalachakra focus is shift from anywhere else to the warrior nature. So that's why Kalachakra went to Shambhala and developed in the Shambhala and transformed a Shambhala. So the Shambhala becomes more than any other Pure Land. So then Shambhala's mission is transforming this world. Why? Because Kalachakra, nature of the Kalachakra practice, Kalachakra means so Kalachakra means you are go beyond 3 realms, yet you appears as 3 realms. So that emphasize the purity is so elegantly. That's why Kalachakra practice is the most special transformation. Because Kalachakra Tantra fully emphasize how you transform this world. And Shambhala warriors take this path as a reality, take this mission and took responsibility. So what we have a little Kalachakra introduced in our life, maybe a little bit stages, very early stages, but this is linked And this is connected with Shambhala warriors. Do you know what Shambhala warriors' mission? What Shambhala's mission? How to transform our world? Free from extremes. Do you know? Free from extremes. Some people misinterpret it in a very narrow way. But if you look at more broad view, more deeper view, then is free from two extremes. What is the extreme? One is the extreme of material world or materialism people. One extreme is fundamentalist, very narrow, incredible, narrow stibin religious view, free from these two extremes. Do you know that? If we free from these two extremes, then we cannot have chance any problems at all in this world. So maybe this coronaviruses and this talking, blaming each other is maybe start the Shambhala mission already. So what does it mean that? There is a lot of arguments. This coronavirus, who made? American say Chinese made this, Chinese say American made this, and these, arguments. What that shows? Exactly pointing that Shambhala warriors going to overcome. Whoever made this disease purposely, if it's possible, so then is definitely one of the destroyer. One of the Shambhala missions destroy. Okay? So, if not somebody purposely made it, and naturally transforming process of transformation. Okay? So, in that case, then what is the real solution? Only Kala Chakra. Only Kala Chakra. The ultimate solution is the Kala Chakra, and who carry in this power, the Shambhala warriors. The Shambhala mission is the ultimate answer. So, we are so fortunate, especially practicing Kala Chakra path. Even your earlier stages, even you have a little realization or no realization, you only have some faith and devotion, Still, we are the most fortunate people on this earth. Why? Because we are the transformer, So, shift focus that. Shift focus on that. Not small-minded pity, too difficult, this hard, this difficult. No, there is no difficult. The only difficult, you didn't shift your focus. Only that difficult. But if you shift your focus, then is perfect. So please, to focus with the excellent path of the Kala Chakra, the excellent, the mission of the Shambhala, and be warrior, okay? Be heroes and heroines, okay? Don't self-pity mind keep in your mind. Are you with me? I'm with you guys. Okay, we do that.